Apple has quietly invested billions in generative AI. Apple is dedicating a significant portion of its $22.6 billion R&D budget to artificial intelligence technologies. According to Tim Cook, although Apple isn't making bold AI moves like some tech rivals, this investment signals a planned dive into the pool of generative AI. If you want to stay up to date on the latest in AI and tech, look here first. Here's the source, which I summarized into a few key points. Apple's increased investment in AI. Apple's R&D budget, a considerable $22.6 billion, is heavily directed towards AI technologies. The tech giant's R&D spending has seen an increase of $3 billion this year alone. A potential expansion into generative AI. Reports have surfaced of an internal chatbot dubbed Apple GPT, which could potentially be used in AppleCare's customer support. Apple's approach to AI development. Unlike other tech giants that were early adopters of AI and generative AI tools, Apple chooses to announce developments as they are ready for the market. While the term AI wasn't mentioned at the recent WWDC event in June, Apple's R&D investment clearly demonstrates that the company is not ignoring AI. One notable question for Apple fans is whether Siri, Apple's voice assistant, will receive an upgrade with generative AI capabilities. PS Get smarter about AI and tech by joining the fastest-growing tech AI newsletter, which recaps the tech news you really don't want to miss in less than a few minutes. Feel free to join our family of professionals from Google, Microsoft, JP Morgan and more. Siri sucks so hard. What was Apple doing all these years? I'm an Apple fan, but agree Siri fucking blows. Don't sleep on Apple though. They always wait a long time and then release a polished product. I believe they've acquired a few AI companies so far. Yesterday I tried to place a FaceTime call. Me FaceTime person's name. Siri which one? With no follow-up, but showing a list of phone numbers and emails for the correct person. Each with a name. One of which is iPhone. Me iPhone. Siri if you'd like more information on iPhone, please visit me SMH. I wonder what you can really do with that much money. As far as I know, Siri sucks. So I wonder what it's really being used for. A massive chunk of that R&D budget is definitely being poured into an AI-centric project, but it's not what you guys think. It's an autonomous vehicle. I am 100% certain because I interviewed for a developer role on the team. What are you doing, Tim Apple? How much does Apple even have these days? Last time I checked it was like $50 or $100 billion untouched extra goes back into the company, and that was a few years ago when they were worth 3-4x less. I'd imagine they have enough in the bank now to buy out several top 100 Fortune 500 companies. Apple doesn't tend to be first to release a product in the space. They spend time polishing an idea first. They are going to want to be able to run the model on device for privacy, and be able to dub it as your personal assistant. They also don't want it hallucinating answers. Sure they do. Every major corporation in the short run, and in the long run every small little hut of a company, will need to invest in AI and robotic. Remember all the machine learning language Apple has been using for a while now. Software chips etc. That's how they refer to AI. I want to be able to unlock my iPad and know that it can solve literally all of my problems I want. That kind of power in my iOS and iPadOS devices. Watch them not call it AI and brand it something stupid to make it for themselves. Hopefully they will do the typical Apple thing of taking a concept and doing it better than anyone else. Apple has one of the worst ML department amongst all FAANGM. They literally sit on treasure trove of data and do nothing. It's also partially due to the fact that ML org itself is not given as importance as other departments, like phone. This means Apple will release an AI after its competitors have released literal robot companions. And they will still outsell them tenfold. Apple is years behind on AI. Siri is obviously garbage. And if the functionality of Siri and Maps is any indication, Apple hasn't spent nearly enough billions on R&D. They're good at buying things. Apple is a terrible company. Not sure why so many people support them. They do everything in their power to make sure you have to work more. They are the king of tax evasion, while also running something that is essentially a monopoly. And they work hard to keep it that. Really sad how our society values ideas more than tangible shit. Like humans FFS. Looks like Nvidia has another H100 customer vying for chips. In other news, Apple stock to a big hit, so AI talk is needed to prop up Apple stock. Did anyone not see this coming? If it's anything like Apple Maps or anything else Apple has failed to write, I wouldn't even be concerned. It'll most likely be a fork of ChatGPT 3 with the Apple logo. Don't worry, Siri's just practicing to be a stand-up comedian. Laughs will be coming soon. I read a report recently that estimates Apple revenue at $2.5 quadrillion over the next 20 years. Related to AI. Breakdown are the following. Google $1.5 quadrillion. Amazon $1.1 quadrillion. Apple $2.5 quadrillion. Microsoft $2.0 quadrillion. Meta $0.7 quadrillion. What's strange is I can spend $0 on playing with AI. Begin seeing its use cases to improve the world. Imagine what $22 billion can come up with. The last time I investigated this, found out that Apple only owns Siri and limited web services regarding voice recognition and such. Anything else is properties of other companies. Wolfram and the company that runs the real back end. They will want to change that now. Honestly, this was the backbone of Siri, but it wasn't titled generative. Good, maybe they'll finally replace or fix that dog shit of a product, Siri. Number of Apple models on Hugging Face. Finally, we'll have a third heavily censored chatbot. R&D budget bigger than most companies' entire MC. Apple is a behemoth. Big company just allocate resources coming up better than the rest like AI. Siri sucks so bad that I made an app so I can have ChatGPT integrated into it instead. It would be nice if they actually fixed it, but Apple is slow corporation at this point and survive by buying up others' IP. That's a mind-boggling amount of money for an R&D budget. How do you even spend that much? If I were in charge of R&D, I'd run out of ideas for ways to spend that money before I even got through a fraction of it. It's basically infinite money. I worked in Apple's chat tech support up until recently. And I told my peers how LLMs are coming for our job, but they said there's no way. Lol, they've got a rude awakening coming when they're forced to phone support. Which too will be eliminated eventually.